Hey everybody, it's Nate with Sauce Ain't the Boss here again, and today is day number 326 of quitting alcohol. Today I just wanted to give some pointers on quitting drinking alcohol and some of the things that helped me. One of the biggest things was planning my days out, especially when you first quit drinking. I think it's really important to make plans on how you're going to spend that free time you have now that you're not drinking anymore. You know, some of us would go to the bar, let's say after work, or we'd go to the club on the weekends, or maybe you were a person that drank every evening at home in your own chair. Whatever was your jam for drinking, now you have to fill that time with something else. Otherwise, that idle time where you're just sitting there not knowing what to do with yourself is when the cravings really get tough to combat, because you don't have anything to go to take the place of the alcohol. So the tip of today is just basically, always make plans to do something in the evenings, if evenings is when you drink, especially in the beginning. Fill that time up with something more productive. Maybe you work out in the mornings and now you're quitting alcohol, and maybe you want to shift that morning workout routine to the evening. That can work for a lot of people. I know that's when I started working out, was in the evenings. Now I work out in the mornings, but in the beginning, I definitely wanted to fill that void in the evening times with some kind of physical release. So rather than going to the alcohol to get that release of a tough day or whatever, I would get on the treadmill or go for a hike or lift weights or whatever to get that physical release, get the endorphins going that way. And I would usually, when I got done with a good intense workout, if I was having cravings for alcohol, they subsided substantially. So I think working out in the evenings, especially in the beginning, is a great idea. And like I said, as time moves on and you get further and further away from alcohol, going back to a workout in the morning, which is what I do now, works better for me. Or just keep it in the evening. The other thing is making plans to spend time with your family. If you've got a family, rather than going down the bar like you were, or sitting in your chair kind of inebriated, removing yourself from your family, reconnect with them, play a board game, round everybody up. Hey, we're gonna go for a hike or go out to dinner somewhere, special. The money you're saving on alcohol, take everybody out for pizza or something, find ways that you can spend quality time with your family rather than drinking, and if you're somebody that doesn't have a family, maybe you're young, you're not married with kids yet or anything, go visit some family that you haven't seen in a while. Make plans in the evenings to go hang out with people that you haven't been around in a while, maybe because they don't drink and you're a drinker and you didn't feel comfortable hanging out with these people before because you would always be drinking and they weren't, or learn how to cook better meals. I mean, a lot of the times, obviously, we have to eat in the evening times for dinner. Spend a lot of times finding some new recipes that are elaborate, right? That still cook healthy, but find some great recipes that are kind of heavily involved, so they take your time up. You have to put together a shopping list, right? So you're going to have to go to the grocery store, spend some time getting these quality ingredients, and then prepare that meal, and that can take up time. And then that satiety you're going to get from eating a nice meal can kind of ward off some of those cravings too. You're not treating yourself to alcohol, right? Or if you want to call that treating yourself, but you're more like destroying yourself. But anyway, if you're looking at alcohol as something that you're missing out on, then sometimes having a nice meal can really kind of take that place of whatever you feel like you're missing. And so I just think that if you quit drinking alcohol and you don't make plans, especially in the beginning, and even when I know I'm going to have a tough week, or maybe like when I was on vacation this last time in Hawaii, that was probably the strongest my cravings had been in a long time, just because I was in Hawaii, everybody's drinking, and But I made plans to stay busy and I was able to get through it just fine. But I did find that the days where I didn't have a lot going on, didn't make too many plans for some of the evenings, was when, it was a little tougher. And so I've learned, hey, if I'm going to go on vacation, I need to do a better job planning what I'm going to do in the evenings. One of the things I started doing when I was in Hawaii was, I made sure I was the one doing the dishes every night. After we usually stay in a condo and kind of cook there, so I was heavily involved in doing the shopping for that in the evenings, and then of course doing all the cleanup work. My wife typically cooked, but I'd make sure I kept the condo clean and just kept busy that way doing that kind of stuff. So I just think if you have a lot of idle time, there is a time and place to have idle time and to focus on your spiritual well-being and kind of sit quietly if you can do that. But there's also a time when maybe your anxiety's building and you find yourself leaning towards alcohol, then it's a good time to make sure you have some plans in place and that you can do that are going to take that place of that alcohol. And I think having some major go-to plans, like I know one of my things, if I'm going to start craving alcohol or I start having a tough day, I know for sure, I'm going to have an aggressive hike after work, or, hiking is one of those things when I'm having a bad day. I usually hike every day regardless, but, that's kept the alcohol cravings at bay too, right? And, my wife goes with me 99.9% of the time. And she has found, she's never been a drinker really at all, but she has found that that's really helped with her just, mental health as far as decompressing after a long day, with customers, and just kind of makes things, if you're having a rough day, just kind of chills it all out and stuff. So again, the point of this video is to let you guys know that, quitting alcohol can be challenging, but it's less challenging if you make plans on what you're going to do with your days after you quit drinking. And I've mentioned this in multiple videos, but it's worth mentioning again. And one of the things that I really want to kind of hammer in is that before you quit drinking alcohol, you set a date, whatever you're going to do, make a plan to do it. But you actually plan out your first month. Plan out those first 30 days. On the first, I'm going to do this. On the second, I'm going to do, Mondays, I'm doing this. Tuesdays, I'm doing that. So you have a full month, and you can repeat that, a lot of those things, into the next month, if you need to. But I think having a solid plan, you can always deviate from it and change plans if something you've added to your routine isn't working out and you want to do something different instead. That's cool. But just, kind of having that game plan on what you're going to do at the time, that really helped me in this go around. Something I didn't do in the past, but I did it with, this time I've quit alcohol, and it made a big difference. Just knowing, okay, I'm going to do this on this day, I've got this to do. And just plan that stuff in the evening if that's when you drink. Hopefully most of you guys weren't, drinking at 8 in the morning, but, I know some of us do. And, then you're going to have to really plan out your full day. But for me, I was primarily a evening drinker. And so I would always make sure I had some solid stuff to do in the evening. Get yourself a project. If you're one of those people that enjoys cars, get a project car for cheap that you can start working on. Maybe your landscaping around your place is a disaster. Start working on some gardening, some landscaping. I mentioned picking up an instrument, learning to play that, learning how to cook, like I said, be a better chef. There's just so many different things. Spending time with people. Join some kind of program where you're helping other people. Being somebody that volunteers their time to a local organization. Where you're helping others. So there's just so many. I could go on and on, but what you're into, what you like to do, and that's the other thing. It has to be stuff that you can stick to, that you enjoy. If it's just something you hate, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Now, I'm not going to say we all love working out in the beginning, but it's also things that are going to be good for you too, that are going to lead to long-term success with this. And working out, eating healthy, I think for me, it's been one of those things that's been huge. And so some of these things you do, might not feel great starting out, but they become part of your routine. And then you actually look like, I look forward to getting on the treadmill. I look forward to lifting weights. I look forward to hiking on the trails. In the beginning, did I? When I first started doing it? No. But after I started seeing results, after I started feeling better, after I really started to actually really enjoy it, it made a huge difference in my life, So, find some of these things that you enjoy, start doing them, make plans, and I think that's going to help you guys out a lot. That's it for today. If you guys are enjoying these videos, give them a like, subscribe to the channel if you can, and most importantly, remember, sauce ain't the boss, you are. You guys have a great day.